His hand touched her back, right in front of me. Not an accident, not a brush of passing bodies, a slow, claiming slide beneath her coat as they stood near the elevator, whispering like the hallway was a confessional booth. I was holding my phone, pretending to scroll. My reflection in the dark glass looked calm. My pulse did not. She didn't pull away. She leaned into it. The elevator chimed. They stepped inside together. I stayed where I was. The doors closed like a verdict. My screen lit up. A message from him, sent 3 seconds later. Running late, investors' dinner. I read it twice, not because I doubted the words, because I needed to memorize the lie. I didn't follow them. I didn't call her name. I stood there with my coffee cooling in my hand, watching their shadows disappear between floors, and something old and precise woke up inside me. Not anger, not heartbreak, calculation. That was the moment I stopped being a husband and became an accountant of sins. He always believed money explained everything. Why he worked late, why she helped him with accounts, why their meetings needed privacy. She understands business, he'd said once, smiling like I should be grateful. She's ambitious. I believed him because belief was cheaper than suspicion. Until that night. The way her lipstick was smudged when she came home. The way his jacket smelled like her perfume the next morning. Small details, sharp ones. I didn't accuse, I watched. They had a rhythm I'd never noticed before. Lunch meetings that lasted too long. Text messages he deleted but forgot to mute. A look she gave him when she thought I wasn't looking. It wasn't passion, it was alignment. They were planning something, and I was the asset. He used to joke about my salary. Man, you're the backbone of this whole operation. I thought he meant the company. I didn't realize he meant them. The betrayal wasn't just her body. It was my life being rearranged without my consent. Money moved, accounts shifted, signatures appeared that weren't mine. I saw my name in places I hadn't been. I said nothing. Silence is not ignorance. Silence is surveillance. I began auditing my own marriage. Phone records first, late-night calls routed through encrypted apps, then bank statements, tiny withdrawals, regular, like a heartbeat. I installed a tracker on his laptop while he showered, not out of rage, out of curiosity. Their emails were clinical. No poetry, no romance, just strategy. We'll finalize after he signs. He won't notice until next quarter. He trusts you. That last line stayed with me. Trust wasn't my weakness. It was their camouflage. I started signing differently. I rerouted funds into a holding account only I could access. I documented everything. Screenshots, dates, times. At night, I lay beside her, listening to her breathe, wondering when she stopped being a partner and became an accomplice. She touched my arm in her sleep once. I didn't move. The investigation took 3 weeks. By the end, I knew. They weren't having an affair. They were executing a transfer of ownership, of me, of my future, of the company my father left me. They didn't want love. They wanted inheritance, and they thought I was too busy being loyal to notice I was being erased. The confirmation arrived in an envelope, not from a lover, from a lawyer. A draft contract, his name, her name, my assets, structured as a temporary executive transition, signed in ink, not mine. I set the paper on the kitchen table that night.
She poured wine. He loosened his tie. I slid the contract toward them. No speech. No anger, just the document. Silence broke first. Her breath caught. His face went pale, then red, then smooth again. He laughed once. "Where'd you get that?" I met his eyes. "I wrote it." That wasn't true. But it landed. She started crying. He started explaining. Investments, efficiency, opportunity. I let him talk. Because men like him believe words can still buy time. When he finished, I asked one question. "Which part of this did you think I wouldn't understand?" He didn't answer. She did. "I thought you were comfortable. Comfortable. Like furniture. Like something owned." I nodded and folded the contract carefully. as if I might need it later, which I would. I didn't divorce her. I didn't fire him. I did something quieter. At dawn, I activated the contingency I'd built. The holding account absorbed the company's liquid assets. The board received my evidence package. The lawyer received his copy. By noon, the narrative changed. He was suspended pending investigation. She was removed from financial access. The transition contract became proof of conspiracy. They came to me separately. He begged. Not for forgiveness. For money, she screamed. Not for love. For safety. I didn't raise my voice. I gave them the same answer. You thought money was all I was. Pause. So I became the only thing you ever saw. He lost his position, his reputation, his leverage. She lost her role, her credibility, her reflection in my life. They left together, not in victory, in exile. The elevator doors closed again. This time I didn't look away. I watched until they disappeared. Then I locked the account, and the marriage, and the myth that I was disposable. People think revenge looks loud. It doesn't. It looks like clean records, signed documents, a calm morning. I still see her sometimes in public places. She won't meet my eyes. He avoids my city. Their future collapsed into silence. Mine became quiet in a different way. No apologies, no second chances, just ownership restored. I learned something precise. They didn't betray me because they hated me. They betrayed me because they thought I was invisible. Now they know what I look like when I stand still and count. And the last thing I ever took from them was their certainty. They thought I was trash, so I let them throw themselves away and walked out with everything they tried to steal.